Alright, so this is a story that happened to my mom once. So she had a Mini Cooper, right? And so she went to a dealership to get it fixed because it had a broken windshield. And she encountered this guy who was Filipino because my mom is Filipino. She's half Filipino, I think. And started spouting some racist crap. Like, for example, he started saying, he started talking about the Japs and started talking about how bad they were and talking about like all this bad stuff. He was like Lola's generation and like or my Lolo, that's what we call him. And he the whole death march thing. And he started going in all this stuff and then he started talking about how like his father was Filipino, but he's really a chink. And then he had his like half-white daughter who he called a bitch. And I'm just like, okay. And my mom was just like, okay, I'm very comfortable. So she went to the front desk and said, okay, this guy, he's saying some racist crap. And I've and listen, she's not the type of person, she's not the type of person that would just say, that would go up to someone and say, I need to speak to your manager. She said, okay, this guy is saying some racist crap, and I'm feeling really uncomfortable. He's just like, okay, this is can really do about it unless you need the manager. I'm just like, okay, if you can get the manager, that'd be good because that can help you and that can help me and a lot of people. And so she got the manager, and she told it. The manager, they told him that he needs to fix his car somewhere else because, because this is 2019, all right. He said some racist crap against Japanese people. He said the word chink, which is basically an Asian version of the N-word, and then he called a half-white person a bitch. I think it's mainly because they're half-white, and that's just really rude and that's really racist. Right. So it's very messed up. And if you're wondering, and sorry for the explicit language, Kappa and the whole thing. I guess I get to swear now. Well, I kind of have to. There's another story from Andrew's. You know Andrew, right? The guy in the story who defended me from Suhail. He's comfortable with that name. Also, another story about Suhail. Suhail turns out he has a rude tone of voice, and he said something about this girl in our class. He called her a rude word. I'm not sure what it is, since that's all I know about it, is that it was something rude. So my dad told the story about when he was in like an Uber, right? He's not a moral police. Like, you can say and do whatever you want as long as nobody's getting harmed. So he's in the car and he's driving these people. There's his mom and this teenage boy. He like really didn't want to go, and he's like, stop, I don't want to go. And he's just like, oh, please, honey, you need to go. And then he started saying some really rude stuff. He started going in like, fuck you, I hate you. And he said something about stabbing her, and then Andrew's dad, he got out of the car, and it was like, okay, stop, calm down, or I'm gonna call the police. And then he started muttering under his breath that he's worthless, and then repeated the whole thing about stabbing her, and that he said that he's really serious about it, and he does want to kill her. And then at the end, he's like, okay, I'm going to have to call the police. And he's like, no, don't call the police. I was joking. And she's like, you said you were serious. And she's like, no, I wasn't. I was joking around. And then at the end, when they got to the destination, he got out of the car and called the police. That's all I know about it. So a very interesting story, very messed up. So pretty much that was a 2-in-1 story time. And then again, sorry for the explicit language. Besides, it's part of the story, and most importantly, Kappa. So, goodbye, and I hope you had a wonderful day, and you gotta hear a middle schooler swearing.